what are people searching for on Google related
Oh,
to investing? So here's one of them. What's the fastest way to double your money? And I'm just going to throw out a couple terms here. Rule 72, and also the magic of compounding. So the question
yeah.
is the fastest way to double your money.
Go to Vegas and bet on red or black, and then you'll either win, you'll either win or lose
I
your
would
money.
lose
But
at Vegas.
that's the fastest way. But you
Yeah.
bring up an interesting concept, this rule of 72. So let me kind of walk people through that. Rule of 72 is just a mathematical formula that tells you how long it takes to double your money based on a rate of return. So if I have, for example, if I was getting a 36% interest, 36% rate of return, it would take just 2 years to double my money, right? Conversely, if I was getting 7% rate of return, which is kind of like the historical average of the S&P
Right.
500 over a long period of time, 10 years, right? So in 10 years, I would 72 divided by, I guess, 7.2%. I double my money in 10 years, right? But
That was right.
so yeah, so that's the rule of 72 is pretty simple. But the compounding thing, I love to share a short story with you, although you're learning that I never have a short story. Uh, but this is called the penny
Hey,
story.
every minute is value with you. I mean, usually people are paying to speak with you. So this is great for people. Just every minute is
Oh,
pure
thanks.
value. So
Thanks
go
for
ahead.
acknowledging that, Paul. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is called the penny story, and I've been telling people this for a couple decades, and I love to do it with large audiences because reactions are wild. And I say, okay, Paul, if I took a penny and I doubled it every day for a month, how much money would I have at the end of the month? So like the first day it's 1 penny, and then it's 2, and then it's 4, and then it's 8, and then it's 16 and 32. Excuse me, 72 and $1.28 by the end of the week. My penny, right? So I doubled
Mhm.
my penny every day for a week. I got $1.28, and we're going to do that for a month. And how much do you think will be there at the end of the month? And I have an audience, right, of people. And I'm not going to ask you the question because I know you know the answer. But the some people go, oh, it's $1.28 by the end of the week, so it's probably worth like $10 by the end of the month, right? 4 weeks and $1.28, $10. And then I get some people that go, no, it'll be worth like $1 million. And then I get, the argument back and forth. I say, how can a penny be worth $1 million in a month, right? And the answer is it's $5,368,709.12, right? So 1 penny doubling every day is worth over $5 million at the end of 30 days. And people shake their heads just like you are in amazement, and
Yeah.
that, that's the power of compounding, right? And
That's
that,
that's great.
yeah, it is great. And so let me kind of take that a step further. Um, doubling your money every day is pretty darn good. I mean, if I could do that,
Yeah.
if anybody could do that, go to Vegas, right? Double it every day and never lose. Yeah, not going to happen. But what if you could double it every year, right? And instead of doing it every day, you do it every year. And let's say you're 20 years old, and so 30 years later, you're worth. I'm sorry, 30 years later, you're 50 years old, right? And you started with a penny at 20, and 30 years later, you'd have $5 million, right? Over $5 million if you doubled your penny every year for the next 30 years, right? So the
Yeah.
the the message there is, when you have time, compounding is your benefactor, right? It's going to grow and grow and grow. That's the miracle of compounding. Now, I want to reverse that. If I go back just one day, so instead of 30 days, I have 29 days, my 5 million goes down to like 2.5, 2.6, right? And I go down one more day, I go to 1.3, and I go to one more day, I have about $675,000. So in just taking away 4 days, four uh, periods where it got to compound, my 5 million is now less than 1 million, right? And so my message there is, this is back to your question about 10 minutes ago, when should you start investing? Today, right? Because you want to have as much time ahead of you, as big as runway as possible before you need to withdraw the money, so that that money can compound over and over and over again. And you can see with that penny story, I just take away 4 days, I'm less than $1 million, right? Then another day I'm 300,000, another day I'm $150,000, right? So compounding
Yeah.
works for you and it works against you. When you have time, it's your benefactor. When you don't have time, it's your nemesis.
Yeah. It just amazes me the difference it makes if you start investing, even a small amount every month or even every week or every month,
Yep.
if you start when you're 20,
Yep.
the difference compared to if you start at like 35 or 40, by the
Yep.
time you hit 60, it's just amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel that, hey, what's $25 out of my paycheck going to do to help me? Said, well, you know what? Think of the penny story. That's how it's going to help you, right?
Absolutely. So
All
true.
right, this
So
is
we
fun.
talked
This
about
is
how to
fun,
get,
Paul. What else you got?
there's a lot more.